The rain fell softly that night, as if the sky itself had grown tired of noise. He walked beneath the mantle of the downpour, his coat soaked, his gaze unwavering, while the world around him danced for attention. Laughter spilled from behind glass doors, music blasted from fluorescent dens, and faces blurred under neon promises of pleasure, ease, escape. But he kept walking, not away from the world, just away from the need to belong to it. Somewhere along the road, we were taught that to be fulfilled, we must be seen. That to be respected, we must be loud. That to matter, we must matter to them. But the deeper truth is colder and quieter. The ones who shout loudest often have the least to say, and those who seem most adored are often most afraid. There is a desperation in endless performance, a hunger not for meaning, but for distraction from the lack of it. We chase new names to echo, new causes to cosplay, new identities to drape ourselves in, forgetting that a borrowed face may bring applause, but never peace. Most people are not living, they are reacting to trends, to slogans, to expectations written by strangers. They are guided not by a compass, but by a leash, pulled by the loudest voice, the brightest light, the next best thing. But a man who cannot hold his own desire in place will be dragged through life by the desires of others. And in a world that thrives on compulsion, restraint is rebellion. There is power in the person who says, "No, not today, not that, not me." A quiet refusal becomes the first step in reclaiming what was always yours. Your time, your presence, your mind. Worship comes in strange forms. Some kneel before deities, others before fashion labels, or men with microphones, or women made of pixels and curated glow. To believe that someone else's victory elevates you is to admit you've lost your own footing. Idolatry in the modern age wears new robes, but the result is the same. You shrink while the image grows. A man who builds himself on the shadow of another will vanish when the spotlight shifts. The only legacy worth having is one built in silence, out of sight, without asking anyone to notice. Control is not a show of strength. It is the absence of the need to prove anything at all. To hold your tongue when provoked. To stay still when the crowd stampedes. To walk away when everyone else runs toward the fire. This is the mark of someone who owns themselves. Those who chase every thrill are not free. They are trapped in motion, hoping speed will hide the void. But he who can sit with discomfort, who can breathe without permission, who can watch the world burn its candles at both ends and not flinch, that man holds the rarest power of all, self-rule. The rain had not stopped. It clung to him like a second skin, but he felt no chill. Across the street, the world flickered and flailed. The night was a theater of want, but he had stepped out of the script. No audience, no curtain call, only the quiet truth that he was still standing, unknown, unmoved, unimpressed, and finally fully his own,